Broadcasting from various countries around the world using voice over IP technology, this is VoIP Uncovered, a VoIPon Solutions UK podcast. I'm Kathleen Reed. Recently, Sangoma has announced the release of NetBorder Express 4.0, their innovative gateway application. Joining us today is Frederick Dickey, Sangoma's Director of Product Management, and the company's new Director of Marketing, Jeff Dworkin. For those who aren't familiar with Sangoma, since 1984, the company has been a premium provider of hardware and software building blocks for telecom and data application developers and integrators. Thanks so much for joining us today, Frederick and Jeff. So Jeff, you're the new marketing director for Sangoma. I know a little bit about your background, and I think it's a fantastic coup for Sangoma. Why don't you share some of your background with VoIPon's listeners and what this experience will mean for Sangoma's channel?
Thanks, Kathleen. I've been part of the voice industry for well over 20 years. Background as a developer, both in the enterprise and in the carrier space. Spent some time with Dialogic in the infrastructure and hardware space as well. So really looking forward to bringing this deep industry knowledge to Sangoma as a way to help build up the company, and specifically from a marketing standpoint, the way we want to do that is through better channel development and a better partner program to move the focus of what we're doing onto the partners and onto their successes. We have a new format for our case studies that's going to be posted very shortly. It may even be posted by the time this podcast broadcasts. So, but that will, again, the focus is off of what Sangoma has done and back onto the problem that was solved for the end user customer by our developers and channel resources. So really looking forward to that, again, creating a real dialogue between the channel and Sangoma. In the past, a lot of what we have done was more sort of information flow from Sangoma out to the partners. Now, through better use of social media tools, blogging, Facebook, and Twitter, really trying to establish a back channel that allows our developers and our customers to tell us what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, what are the products you need, what are the features you need, and again, create that dialogue between the company and the ecosystem of people who are using, building, developing, and selling our products for everyone's mutual success. And that will also benefit those developers who may have a shrink-wrap ready or a near shrink-wrap ready product that they want to move out to the public. Our distributors will now have better exposure to that group of people, and maybe our distributor, or are those people who are strictly in the selling side of this, will spot a product and be able to help a developer bring it to market. So all good things, all about building ecosystem or marketplace where we can make business happen, as opposed to just here's our product, here's the information about our product, now go sell. That's not how we really want to do in the future. And again, whole new partner program, whole new developer program, all rolling out within the next month or two.
Okay, good. So, Frederick, recently Sangoma has released NetBorder 4.0, which appears to be game-changing for Sangoma. It will bring the affordability of Sangoma's products to a much wider audience. With this release is support for MFC R2 and BRI, which has been long awaited. So now that NetBorder 4.0 is here, how has the market reacted, and are there any interesting new implementations you can summarize?
Okay. Well, thanks for this. I have to say that the response has been fantastic. We've done this release in conjunction with the IT Expo show in Miami, just in early February. But maybe before I go into the effect, just wanted to say that from my point of view, we've always felt that NetBorder was in some ways a game-changing way of delivering gateways, just because from its inception, it's been a voice over IP gateway that has always been delivered as software, which is very different than what has been traditionally been offered on the market. And that being software, it introduced a much greater way of integrating with telecom applications that are also software nowadays. But I guess the main effects, the response is that by adding these features like BRI and R2, as well as other ones like T38, I guess we now take our game with NetBorder Express to a more global playground. Before that, let's just say that we've been kind of covering the North American market, which is not a bad market to cover, but it's not a global market. So now with all this feature set, it allows us to work with our partners and devise strategies that are truly global. So for instance, we're working on a few OEM partnerships that we can't really name, but these are really large OEMs and are taking their game globally. And also we've reached a point where the feature maturity or the breadth of feature that we have with this product, we are now in a position to displace other solutions. So this is really something we couldn't do before. So that's kind of what the effect has been since we released 4.0. And in terms of the second part of your question, which is new implementations, it's pretty much the same message as before, which is a gateway that you can integrate with your IP PBX. Now we're just helping you to take this, around the world.
Does MFC, R2, and BRI support now extend across the other telephony cards as well, or is this only done in NetBorder gateways?
So in short, the effect of these features goes across the board for Sangoma. The reason is if you look at I would qualify the more traditional side of Sangoma, which has been to contribute to the open source arena, we have, for instance, substantially increased our contribution to projects like FreeSwitch under what is labeled free TDM. So if you take FreeSwitch and you need a TDM or traditional telephony interconnects, you use free TDM, and that interconnects all of our cards. On top of doing this interconnection with our boards, it also requires all kinds of underlying telecom protocols like R2, like ISDN BRI, like ISDN PRI, and that's pretty much what you also need in a product like NetBorder Express to evolve it and cover a more wider geography. So in effect, that's what's happening these days is that projects, whether it's NetBorder Express, whether it's free TDM, whether it's our way of augmenting other projects like Asterisk, there's a common level of, I would say, engineering work that has ripple effect, work that has ripple effects in multiple products. So yes, this kind of work, adding BRI, adding R2, is something that you'll see not just for NetBorder Express, but at the same token to, with other products like free TDM, for instance.
So in short, why choose the NetBorder Express gateway?
Like I said, NetBorder Express is a piece of software. It's very different than the way you buy a traditional voice over IP gateway. So with software, you get the kind of flexibility that you get with software. You're not stuck with a piece of metal or a piece of equipment that you need to eventually change or junk or whatever. So you have this kind of flexibility. It also goes along the same lines as the way the industry is going. When you look at telecom solutions these days, it's all software. 20 years ago, when I started my career, if I start wearing the same, the same ideas before, with like Jeff was saying, back in '89, any telecom solution was built on really, really specific hardware. So now it provides, being software, much better integration with these applications. It also has reached, like I said, a feature richness that our customers, our partners, our distributors can take around the world. And also it leverages, all the attributes of Sangoma's hardware in the industry. We've always been renowned for very high quality hardware, and obviously this is still leveraged within NetBorder Express. So for all these reasons, being software, providing a very good level of integration with other applications, the feature richness and depth of NetBorder Express, as well as finally leveraging our award-winning telephony hardware.
Okay, good. So what's next for Sangoma?
There are a tremendous amount of things are going on at Sangoma. For those who are aware, new CEO, new CFO. I'm there as new director of marketing. We have sort of a new mandate from the new CEO in order to change a little bit of the way Sangoma has been doing business. We've always been known, as Frederick mentioned, for just the highest quality hardware within our particular market space. However, the idea now is to evolve the company a little bit beyond just high-quality hardware. NetBorder Express is a great example of that. This is a product that has now really matured. It is a software-based product, and we have other products that are similar to that. They may leverage the Sangoma hardware, but they're really software products in the pipeline that we are currently working on. Beyond the product level, we are really trying to establish Sangoma as more of an ecosystem where business can be conducted. There's always been a feeling that Sangoma was a company that some people stumbled upon in their searches when they were having problems with other products that Sangoma acts as a replacement for. So in this new model, we really want all those pathways. We really want to be much more center to the markets that we play in, whether they be particular verticals or horizontals, so that our distributors, our resellers, the application partners, the developers, the systems integrators, they all can find us more easily, and we can create a much better dialogue with those people who use our products as part of their solutions. This is, again, it's always been sort of a one-way direction of information would flow out of Sangoma, and people would find this stuff on the internet. But now the idea is, through the use of social media and some better techniques and a redesign of our website, to start allowing that feedback to come back up to the company so we can make sure we stay ahead of the curve on new products and new feature development. Plus, it also allows our partners to find each other and supplement each other's skills. We are particularly interested in helping developers, application developers specifically, who may have a near shrink wrap ready product, to find a distributor or a reseller who can help them bring that product to a more broad market. So it really is a much more integrated solution from a marketing standpoint to allow everyone to find everyone else and also to leverage each other's skills to our mutual success. So, I mean, this is it's a pretty big job that's ahead of us, and we hope to have really sort of a new feel to the company. I don't want to quite say a relaunch, but something along those lines, that a new way of doing business that we hope to have ready for the market over the next quarter or so.
Okay, fantastic, Jeff. Thanks so much. And I guess I should thank you both for your time today. It's been good. Frederick Dickey is Sangoma's Director of Product Management, and Jeffrey Dworkin is Sangoma's Director of Marketing. For more information, please visit www.voipon.co.uk.